Hello all of you CE525 citation drivers out there. Are you ready to study some emergency memory items for you Jet Up and Go SIC class with Bob Briggs? Well, let's begin. Engine failure or fire or master warning during takeoff, speed below V1, takeoff rejected.
1. Brakes as required. 2. Throttles to idle. 3. Speed brakes extend. In summary, brake it, throttles back, and speed brakes.
Now, what about an engine failure or fire or master warning during takeoff, speed above V1, takeoff continued?
1. Maintain directional control. 2. Accelerate to VR. 3. Rotate at VR, climb at V2. 4. Positive rate gear up. 5. Wing cross flow switch if anti-ice wing/eng are selected. 6. At 1500 feet flaps up at V2 plus 10, or VENR whichever is lower, then accelerate to VENR VT if required.
You got that right. In summary, directional control, accelerate to VR, rotate, climb at V2, positive rate gear up, switch that wing cross flow, get to 1500 feet, retract flaps at lower of V2 plus 10 or VENR, accelerate to VENR or VT if required. Engine failure during approach.
1. Thrust on operating engine increase as required. 2. Airspeed VREF plus 10. 3. Flaps to takeoff/approach.
In summary, when engine failure during approach, throttle it, airspeed VREF plus 10, and flaps to approach. Engine fire warning light illuminates.
1. Throttle to idle the affected engine. 2. If light remains illuminated, engine fire button life cover and push. 3. Either illuminated bottle armed button, push it.
In summary, when engine fire warning light illuminates, cut throttle, lift cover of fire button and push, then push the bottle armed button. Got that?
Yep. Cut it, lift cover/push, bottle arm push.
Emergency restart 2 engines.
1. Ignition switches both on. 2. L/R fuel boost switches both on. 3. Throttles to idle. 4. If altitude allows, then increase airspeed to 240 knots.
In summary, to perform an emergency restart of 2 engines, ignite it, boost it, idle it, speed it to 240 with altitude. Got it?
Affirm. Ignite it, boost it, idle it, speed it to 240.
Electrical fire or smoke.
1. Oxygen masks, don them and emmer. 2. Microphone select switches set to mic oxy mask.
In summary, when electrical fire or smoke happens, don the mask and emmer, select microphone to mic oxy mask. Can you do that?
Sure, 2 steps, mask don it/emmer, mic it.
Environmental system smoke or odor.
1. Oxygen masks don and emmer. 2. Microphone select switches mic oxy mask.
In summary, when there is environmental system smoke or odor, 2 things, don the mask and emmer, mic to oxy mask. Easy peasy, right?
Yeppy. 2 things, don mask/emmer and mic it.
Smoke removal.
Same drill, don mask/emmer and switch the mic to oxy mask.
Cabin alt 10,000 feet cabin altitude.
1. Oxygen masks don and 100% oxygen. 2. Microphone select switches to mic oxy mask. 3. Emergency descent as required. 4. Oxygen control valve knob to manual drop.
In summary, when cabin altitude alerts to 10,000 feet, don the mask with 100% oxygen, mic the mask, emmer descent as required, oxy valve to manual drop. Make sense?
Roger that. 4 things: mask it, mic it, descent it, manual drop oxy controls. Pretty simple 4 things. Always mask it and mic it when smoke, fire, or cabib 10K. And think about the emmer descent.
Speaking about emergency descents, 1. AP/trim disconnect button press and release. 2. Throttles to idle. 3. Speed brakes to extend. 4. Airplane pitch attitude set approximately 15 degrees nose down. Simple 4 things, right?
Yes, emergency descent do 4 things. Disconnect AP, idle it, speed brake it, pitch it down. So just get rid of that autopilot, get rid of power, put out the boards and get it going down. Ride cowboy. Again, disconnect it, idle it, speed brake it, and pitch it down.
Remember our limitations on the battery? Well, in the air we may get that overtemp alert. If so, note the volt/amps, battery switch to emmer, and note the decrease in volt/amps. How easy can that be?
Pretty easy to note the volts/amps, hit emmer switch, then note the decrease. Slam bam.
And if that autopilot malfunctions, just press and release the autopilot/trim disconnect button.
I got that one down cold. Autopilot malfunctions, just hit disconnect. I can hand fly this puppy, I don't need no stinking autopilot.
For an elevator trim runaway there are 5 things to do. 1. AP/trim disconnect button press and release. 2. Throttles as required. 3. Speed brakes as required. 4. Manual elevator trim as required. 5. Pitch trim circuit breaker on left panel, pull it. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, that old runaway trim. Of course, get the breaker. But do this in proper order. 1. Hit disconnect button, then the 3 items as required, the throttles, the speed brakes and the manual trim, then pull that damn breaker. The emergency evacuation is a bit more difficult, but we can memorize the procedure for sure. 1. Parking brake set. 2. Throttles both off. 3. L/R engine fire buttons press. 4. Illuminated bottle armed lights both press if fire is suspected. 5. Battery switch to off. 6. ELT make sure is activated if needed for search and rescue. 7. Check for best escape route. If evacuating through the cabin door, open it and move away. If evacuating through the emergency exit, open it and throw outside and move away. Procedure complete. Yes, this one is a bit more but not too bad. Let's do this. Park it for sure, get the throttles to idle, press fire buttons then bottles buttons if we suspect fire, make sure ELT is activated if needed, and check for best route out, either open the door or open and throw out the emergency exit. Get clear.
You're right, not bad. I'll summarize emergency evacuation: brakes set, idle set, fire buttons and bottles pressed, battery off, ELT armed, and then get out either 2 ways. Makes sense to me. I'm not going to be a crispy critter.
Me too, no fried passengers either.
There is one more memory item, my friend. Should our CJ enter an inadvertent stall indicated by the stick shaker, buffet, and/or roll off, we need to memorize 4 steps. 1. Autopilot disconnect. 2. Pitch attitude reduce. 3. roll attitude level, and 4, throttle maximum thrust. Do this in the proper order.
Yep, if stick shaker, buffet and or roll off, dance the Bob Briggs Memphis Cheers 4-step. Remember it everyone. Step 1, autopilot disconnect. Step 2, pitch reduce. Step 3, roll level. Step 4, throttle max thrust. Now that's a dance I can do. Bob Briggs would be so proud of me too.
Disconnect it, pitch it, roll it, and slam it forward. Now that's the Bob Briggs Memphis Cheers 4-step.
Yes, the Bob Briggs Memphis Cheers 4-step. Just like that old American Bandstand TV show, it's got a great beat and is easy to dance to. I'll give it an 10. Memphis Cheers everyone.
Let's all give a round of applause to Memphis Cheers Bob Briggs. Thanks Bob.